Man, if he the top lyricist, then hip-hop dead FR. Those were the words that set the internet on fire, straight from 21 Savage's mouth on a late-night stream he thought would go under the radar. But it didn't. Within minutes, the clip went viral. Within hours, fans were dragging him on every platform. And by the next morning, rumors started flying that multiple festivals quietly removed 21's name from their 2025 headlining drafts. But what made this different wasn't just what 21 said, it's who he said it about. Kendrick Lamar, the culture's sacred pen. The last real writer, according to Half the Game, and 21. He didn't just call him overrated. He allegedly dissed an entire generation of lyricists, saying bars don't feed families, vibes do. And now, word in the industry is certain OGs want him blackballed. Drake silent. J. Cole unfollowed. TDE insiders, reportedly fuming behind the scenes. The disrespect was loud, but the consequences, those might be even louder. Because if what's being whispered is true, 21 Savage may have just talked himself out of the culture that made him. This ain't just rap beef, this might be exile. Let's break it down. ChatGPT said, "Aight, so let's really rewind this because this moment didn't come out of nowhere. This wasn't just 21 waking up bored and choosing violence. Nah, this tension been simmering for a minute, and if you've been paying attention, the sign's been there the whole time. See, 21 Savage always been that guy who moved different. He came in the game off raw street energy, cold delivery, simple lines that hit like bricks. No crazy metaphors, no triple entendres, just pain, presence, and that Atlanta darkness people felt in their chest. And fans loved him for that. They said he was authentic. They said he was real. They said he was the voice of a new generation that didn't need to rap like it was 1996 to be respected. But here's the thing, even while 21 was winning, there was always this quiet pressure around him. A certain kind of judgment from the bars over everything crowd. You know the type. The people who worship Kendrick, Nuz, Black Thought, Cole, the ones who hear a simple line and call it lazy. And 21, he felt that. He heard it. He watched it happen in real time every time a list dropped, every time a debate popped off, every time somebody said, he ain't lyrical enough to be top tier. And truth be told, 21 been dealing with that insecurity way longer than fans realize. Remember when he did that interview back in the day and said he didn't even like rap at first. He was more into street life, more into survival. Rap was just a route out, so when he finally blew up, he wasn't trying to be Kendrick. He wasn't trying to be some poetic prophet. He was trying to feed his people, get his mom out the struggle, and make sure his brothers never had to go hungry again. That's why he always talks about loyalty and family like it's religion. Because for him, rap ain't theory, it's a lifeline. Now fast forward, Kendrick comes back like a comet every few years, drops a masterpiece, shakes the culture, and disappears again. And every time he does, the whole game bows. Even the toughest rappers start talking about art and legacy and the craft. And to someone like 21, that can feel like a spotlight he never asked for. Because Kendrick's presence always creates this unspoken hierarchy. Lyricists at the top, everybody else fighting for crumbs. And 21, he'd been quietly fighting that his whole career. What people forget is 21 don't just see Kendrick as another rapper. He sees Kendrick as a symbol of a gatekeeping culture. The kind that makes certain artists feel like they gotta prove something just to exist. So even if he never said it out loud, there was always low-key tension there. Not personal beef, more like ideological war. Bars versus vibes. Pen versus pain. Concept albums versus street reality. And the craziest part? Drake was the bridge between both worlds. Because Drake loved Kendrick's pen. Always gave him flowers. But Drake also understood 21. He built whole eras off mood, hooks, and energy. And when Drake pulled 21 into the spotlight, sneakin', knife talk, rich flex, all that 21 started feeling untouchable. Like he was finally past that not lyrical enough label. He was standing next to the biggest artist on earth, going platinum by accident and doing it his way. So in 21's mind, the culture already chose him. Numbers chose him. The streets chose him. He didn't need to compete with Kendrick's style. He didn't need to be deep. He felt like he already proved his worth. But then came that one weekend, that Drake versus Kendrick war. And while everybody was focused on Drake getting torched, a lot of fans started dragging every Drake affiliate too. They were calling anybody linked to Drake fake, not real hip-hop, pop rappers, industry babies. And 21 saw that, and it hit a nerve. Because even though 21 was never directly in the beef, fans were lumping him in like a backup dancer in somebody else's war. They were saying stuff like, 21 only big because Drake carried him. 21 don't got bars. Kendrick would wash him. 21 shouldn't even speak on real rap. And that's where the emotional crack started widening. Then you got to understand one more layer: Atlanta pride. Atlanta always had its own rules, and 21 is a product of that. Atlanta didn't need approval from outsiders. Atlanta built the sound of modern hip-hop. So when the internet acts like lyrical rap is the only real rap, Atlanta artists feel disrespected too. It's like somebody trying to rewrite the whole culture and ignore who really carried the last decade. So when Kendrick's name starts getting thrown around like the only gold standard, 21 starts feeling like the whole South is being treated like a joke. And when you already got ego bruised and fans arguing in your mentions daily, all it takes is one bad night to turn frustration into a viral explosion. And that bad night was that stream, and what makes it messier? 21 has always been blunt. He doesn't do diplomacy. He doesn't sugarcoat. If he feels a way, he says it. So when he was on that live, half drunk, half annoyed, scrolling through comments calling him mid, he snapped. He wasn't thinking about legacy. He wasn't thinking about headlines. He was thinking about every time somebody treated him like he didn't belong in the rap conversation. So the words came out raw: Kendrick overrated. Bars don't matter. Vibes win. Hip-hop dead if that's the standard. And once those words hit the air, it wasn't just a statement, it was a cultural grenade. Because you don't just talk like that about Kendrick. Not in this era. Kendrick is the untouchable one, the holy pen. The dude fans will protect like family. So when 21 said what he said, it triggered something bigger than him. It triggered that old war between generations, between styles, between definitions of real hip-hop. And now that war is about to explode right in his face. Because next, we get into the main conflict and the first shocking twist that made the industry turn on him overnight. So boom, after that stream clip hit the timeline, it didn't just go viral, it detonated. 21's face, his tone, the way he said, if Kendrick the top lyricist, hip-hop dead. It wasn't a joke, it wasn't playful. It was dead serious, and the streets caught it immediately. And while fans were still arguing, the first twist came fast. 21 Savage's name was quietly removed from a major hip-hop festival lineup. Not delayed, not postponed. Removed. People had screenshots from the original poster. 21's name was right under Travis Scott. 2 hours after the stream clip blew up, gone. No statement, no apology, no announcement. And that's when people started asking, yo, is the industry blackballing him in real time? Then came the next blow. J. Cole unfollowed 21 Savage. Twitter went nuclear. Not only because Cole is the peacekeeper of hip-hop, but because he and 21 had serious history. A Lot was one of 21's most important tracks. Cole blessed it. Grammys came, respect came, healing came. Cole and 21 toured together. They had brotherhood. So when Cole hit the unfollow, it wasn't just messy, it was betrayal. And then, as if things couldn't get worse, a private group chat leak showed up on Discord. Screenshot. 7 names in the chat. All verified artists. Topic of the chat? How we let someone like 21 be the voice of this era when he can't even define what bars mean? Bro, it was allegedly started by someone from TDE. People circled names, dissected profile pictures, said Shaw was in there. Reason, Isaiah Rashad. Unconfirmed, but the screenshots looked real, and fans, they believed them, because the mood shifted fast. 21 wasn't just being dragged by stans, he was getting exiled by the artists. And you know what made it hit even harder? Drake said nothing. Yup. The man 21 stood next to for a whole project. The same Drake who went bar for bar with him on her loss, let 21 open shows, carry verses, move like an equal. Not a peep. No post. No like. No defense. People even noticed that Drake didn't like 21's last IG post, even though he liked all the others before it. And the silence? Deafening. Then came the first major twist at 2:37 a.m. A leaked audio clip hit the blogs, posted anonymously to a page called Pen Over Clout. It was allegedly Kendrick on a phone call with someone from his camp. The audio is muffled, grainy, but you can hear a line clear as day. "I ain't gotta respond to him. His own people gone, show him what legacy mean." Flushed fans lost IT. Was this a warning? Was Kendrick hinting at something coming? And guess what? 3 hours later, DJ Akademix goes live and says, "I got a DM from someone who works in a label office. They told me 21 got dropped from 2 endorsements this morning. 1 sneaker collab, gone. 1 alcohol brand, pulled out. Done, and now the theory's growing. 21 didn't just spark beef with Kendrick, he broke the unwritten law of hip-hop. Because what he did was dissing another rapper. He disrespected bars. He disrespected the pen. And the moment he said that, a whole generation of artists, writers, producers, they took that personal. This is why it got deeper than fans versus fans. It was about gatekeeping. It was about the foundation of the culture. And if that wasn't wild enough, a fan posted a screenshot of 21's Finsta. Yep, his private burner account. Caption read, "Y'all love poems and riddles, I love racks and real ones. I'm not apologizing for standing on what matters to me." Then he deactivated it, but not before it spread like wildfire. And here, where the plot thickens, word on the street is 21's label warned him. Before the stream even went viral, they told him to cool off. They allegedly saw him tweeting slick weeks before, heard him grumbling about being tired of fake deep rappers. A leaked text allegedly from his team said, "Bro, we can't go to war with the culture. It's suicide. Make your point, but don't disrespect Kendrick. Don't make it sound personal." 21 ain't listen, and now he paying the price. And then a clip from 2021 resurfaced, an old interview on Big Facts podcast. 21 says, "I don't care about metaphors and double entendres. That ain't gone save nobody from the trap. That ain't the type of rap that fed my folks." Back then, people clapped, they called it real, authentic. Now they calling it arrogant, tone-deaf, anti-culture, everything flipping. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, a Kendrick feature got pulled from an unreleased remix 21 was on. This one hurt. It was supposed to be a big collab, 3 artists. 21, Kendrick, and a pop star, allegedly for a soundtrack. Kendrick's verse, scrubbed, and guess what replaced it? Cordy. The message was loud. The industry had made its choice, bars over vibes, pen over pressure, and 21 was now standing alone. But what he does next might just flip this whole thing again. Because there's one voice no one expected to speak up, and they just dropped a bombshell that could change everything. Ready for the next twist? ChatGPT said, "All right, let's get to the escalation and second major twist." Because just when it looked like 21 was about to be fully exiled from the culture, somebody stepped into the chaos and flipped the temperature on the entire game. See, 21 was getting dragged, publicly, privately, professionally. Festivals cutting him off, rappers unfollowing him, fans dropping edits of Kendrick looking down from rap heaven while 21 floats in lyrical purgatory. But while the industry moved silent, NBA YoungBoy posted a story, 1 black screen, white text, no caption, just, "Bars don't feed the trenches, pain do. They hate when you say what they scared to admit." Then he tagged 21, no emoji, no follow-up, just left it there, and the internet lost its mind. YoungBoy backing 21, this wasn't just unexpected, it was dangerous. Because now this wasn't just a bars versus vibes war. This just became a full-blown South versus Coast energy shift. And then it got worse. 21 reposted the story and added fuel. Only real ones understand. The rest still trying to rhyme orange with trauma. Bars or anti-bars, depends who you ask. Either way, the tension quadrupled. Twitter blew up. YB just declared war on the whole lyrical community. This ain't even about Kendrick anymore. This bout ATL versus Kali, street rap vs college rap. If Drake doesn't say something now, he's finished. And that's when a whole new player stepped into the mix. Rick Ross. Live on Ig, talking to fans, sipping Belaire. When someone dropped you Team Kendrick or Team Savage? In the comments, Ross paused, smirked, and said, "Bars don't make bosses, paperwork do." Everybody wanna be Shakespeare till they realize Shakespeare died broke. Fans went wild. Ross ain't say no names, but everybody knew, and when Ross co-signs something, it's not just a comment, it's a cosign with consequences. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, rumors were flying that 21's team was prepping a diss, not a diss at Kendrick, a diss at the whole lyrical elite. The working title? Syllables Don't Sell. Insiders say the track calls out everyone from Logic to J. Cole, maybe even sly shots at Eminem. No release date, no snippet, but the rumors alone had the internet on DEFCON 5. And then a mysterious audio clip hit Reddit. Username, @Narrativekler. Post title, He's Tired of the Fake Deep Era. It was a studio clip, muffled but real. You hear 21's voice say, "They call me dumb 'cause I don't do double entendres. But I seen double homicides before I had a chain. What's more real?" And the beat drops, heavy, dark, sinister. No hook, just bars of anger. But in the background of the clip, fans caught a familiar laugh. Low, scratchy, sounded like Future. So now, Future might be on the track too. And that's when the second major twist hit. A leaked email, allegedly from a major music executive, was posted on a private hip-hop Discord. The email allegedly reads, "We're coordinating a quiet campaign to neutralize this narrative. Too many young fans are turning against lyricism. If we let this wave grow, the next generation won't care about pen games at all." The sender? Redacted. The recipient? Unknown. But the timing? Same day 21's stream went viral. Now fans are asking, was this ever about music? Or has the industry been trying to control the definition of real rap from behind the scenes? And the chaos keeps spiraling, because guess who else joined Team Savage publicly? Kodak Black went on live, straight up said, "Nobody crying over no Kendrick lines in the projects, dog. We listenin' to pain, not poetry." And fans ran with it. Kodak x 21 collab gonna break the internet. They making a pain tape for the trenches. And while all this is going down, Kendrick, still quiet, but guess who unfollowed 21 next? Baby Keem. That hit different. Because Keem and 21 were spotted in the same studio months ago. They had mutual respect. But Keem, he's blood, and when blood unfollows, it's war. So now we hear two sides forming. The Bars First Brigade. Kendrick, Cole, Keem, TDE, Cordy. Versus the Pain Before Poetry Squad. 21, Youngboy, Kodak, maybe Future. This ain't just beef anymore. It's a cultural fault line. And next, a surprise diss drops that throws the whole internet into flames. Ready for the fallout? One image, a pen on fire. Caption, "The page still bleeds." Baby Keem deleted all his tweets. Kendrick's team made a private account public again. And then something terrifying happened. A clip leaked of Metro Boomin in the studio with 21 laughing right after the track dropped. In the background, a voice that sounded like Future yelling, "Run Part 2, we want the smoke." Eyes now blogs start digging. Turns out there's another diss already in the vault. This was just part 1. Meanwhile, Cole, the man caught in the middle, the peacemaker, the bridge, he goes live on Instagram. First time since the drama began. No music, no lights, just Cole in a hoodie. Eyes low, voice tight, he says, "I ain't here to disrespect nobody, but hip-hop gave me purpose. If the new wave don't see the value in bars, that's a deeper pain than a diss." Fans start tearing up. Cole's voice cracks at one point. He looks into the camera and says, "If I ever made somebody feel less than cause of my pen, I failed. But don't try to bury the culture just cause you ain't want to study it." Real ones cried. 21's camp ain't respond, but fans caught a quote tweet from Youngboy's burner saying, "He a poet, we warriors." Dizzy face, and that's when the next level of fallout started. Labels started panicking. Spotify curated 2 separate playlists. Real Rap Revival, Pain Over Pen users noticed Kendrick wasn't on the pain list. 21 wasn't on the bars list. The lines were being drawn. And then, out of nowhere, Kendrick's mom liked a tweet. The tweet said, "Bars raised my son, Pain tried to kill him." Fans took it as shade, others called it grace. But either way, even families were reacting now. Then came the legal twist. One of 21's old label execs went anonymous and leaked an internal memo. It said, "If this continues, expect backlash in licensing, sync deals, and brand alignment. Major companies will not sponsor an anti-lyrical movement." Fire so now? It ain't just fans or blogs, this is money. 21's next brand deal got paused. Rumor is it was a sneaker collab. Official statement. Creative differences. The reality? His narrative became too dangerous. And fans started wondering, what happens when real feelings clash with industry myth? What happens when pain speaks myth? What happens when pain speaks louder than poetry? And the scariest question, what happens if Kendrick responds? Because one anonymous post on Reddit claimed Kendrick's already recorded something. Not a diss, a documentary, a spoken word film. Title, To Whom It May Concern. And in it, he allegedly breaks down the difference between pain and pen and how both saved his life. If that drops, this ain't just hip-hop war. This becomes cultural redefinition. Ready for the final twist and cliffhanger. Because just when the culture thought they'd seen it all, diss tracks, cosigns, leaks, corporate pushback, something insane happened. A burner account posted a 14-second video to TikTok. Username, @RealErazorFile. No bio. No posts, just this one drop. The video? Grainy, handheld. Looks like studio security cam footage. Two men are arguing. Voice modulation scrambled, but one of them is clearly 21 Savage, even blurred, the mannerisms are undeniable. The other, fans swear it's Drake, you can't hear everything. But one line stands out, you talkin' this too far, bro, this ain't the move. I already had to distance myself once, don't make me do it again. 21 responds, nah, y'all mad cause I'm saying what y'all too scared to say. And then the audio cuts, just silence, but the internet didn't need confirmation. They believed it. Was that the moment Drake cut ties with 21 for real? Did this whole thing go from brotherhood to betrayal? Because remember, Drake still ain't posted a single word this entire time. And now, fans think it wasn't silence, it was strategy. Next thing you know, Drake wipes his IG clean. 0 posts, 0 stories, just one new profile photo. A single quill pen on fire, burning in a black background. Fire and then someone finds something wild. When you zoom in on the pen's tip, the fire spell out faint letters. TWIMC, fans go into meltdown. To whom it may concern. Same name as Kendrick's rumored spoken word documentary. Does Drake have it too? Are we about to see Drake and Kendrick, mortal enemies, suddenly on the same side of history? And then another twist drops, a private email leaks from Spotify's editorial team. The memo says, we are preparing for a genre reshuffle. If both artists release dual projects redefining lyrical ownership, our job is to make sure fans understand that pen and pain can coexist. In other words, Kendrick and Drake might both be dropping artistic responses to 21's chaos, not as a beef, but as a funeral and a future. Meanwhile, 21, he goes live again. This time, he's quiet, not angry, not ranting. Just sipping water in a white room, no jewelry, no chains. He says, they want me to apologize for telling my truth, but I'm not backing down. If this costs me everything, then so be it. And then he says something even crazier. Somebody from Cole's camp called me last night, told me they respect me, told me the game needed the shakeup, but not everybody ready for that convo. Wait, Cole's camp reached out. Even after the unfollow, this whole thing just got spiritual. Then he ends the live with this. Last thing I'ma say, there's a clip y'all ain't seen yet. Me and somebody legendary in a session. But the world ain't ready for what we made. Not yet. He smirks, ends live, and boom, Twitter explodes with speculation. Who was in the studio? Was it Ye? Was it Andre 3000? Was it, and this is what some fans truly believe, was it Kendrick himself? Imagine that. This whole beef, this entire war, a smokescreen for a bigger plan? Or is 21 bluffing? Is he cracking under the pressure? No one knows. But one thing is clear. Hip-hop will never be the same after this moment. The pen is burning. The pain is talking. And the entire world is watching, ready to see who survives. Yo, this story ain't just a headline, it's a full-blown war for the soul of hip-hop. 21 Savage spoke his truth, but did he go too far? Or did he finally say what a whole generation been feelin' in silence? On the other side, Kendrick, Cole, the entire pen game elite stand-in, tall like pillars, refusin' to let the art get erased by energy and streams. But now that Drake's moving in silence, Youngboy and Kodak jumpin', Metro and Future pushin' part 2, and that mystery collab still under wraps, this ain't just beef no more. This is a lyrical earthquake. And when the dust settles, Some careers gone, rise. Others might get buried. So now we turn it to you. Speaking who you ride in within this war, the poets or the painslingers? Is 21 Savage defending a new era? Or is he disrespecting the legends who made this culture breathe? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. We want to hear everything, the theories, the bars, the shots, the truth. And listen, if you ain't subscribed yet, you're missing the story while it's unfolding. Hit that like, smash that subscribe, and ring that bell, cause when the next part drops, we exposing the unreleased session 21 teased on live, and if that Kendrick collab rumor is real, we bout to witness the craziest plot twist in rap history. So don't blink, don't sleep, and don't let anybody rewrite this moment. This is hip-hop. Raw, messy, legendary.